Welcome back to the DarkBrue podcast. We've been away. I took a break last weekend, but we're back, and it's a juicy episode this week. I am, of course, the TheBrueCru.
Yeah, and I'm Darkside, the good guy underneath your bed.
And we're excited to get back to it. Let's get it going.
Dark and Brue the podcast.
The podcast. I love that.
We're here. We're back. It's good. 2 weeks away was good, and I'm ready. I'm eager to get back into the flow. What about you, Brue? How was the time off?
It was actually really great. Went to see some old childhood friends. Drove down to South Carolina, South Kakalaki, to the south, and it was
south.
It was nice. A little warm weather and whatnot compared to up here in the cold. Played board games. They're big on different tabletop games. So we played a game called Terraforming Mars. If you've ever heard of it, a lot of fun. Pretty detailed oriented, but a lot of fun. A lot of pieces.
Does it have like a game board you can manipulate and you move and change and stuff?
It's an image of Mars that you can place certain blocks certain places, as well as there's cards associated and little game pieces for currencies, and it's a lot of fun.
Did you become the master of Mars?
No, because my friends are very good at playing these kinds of games, whereas I'm very good at playing video games for the most part. So they did a lot better than I did. I love playing it and playing different kinds of games like that. It's refreshing.
Yeah. Especially good friends, good drinks around, whatever.
We're more smokers, but yeah. Had some good smoke. Good smoke.
Good laughs.
Did some go-karts
awesome,
while
man.
we were down there. That was fun too. Some decently fast ones too. Could drift around corners and shit. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
That's great. Go-karts are fun, man.
But man, I missed the fam. I was like, man, not being online. I got online barely just to get event tickets. I even missed some, but I needed to get the drive in me. I was like, well, I have to at least get some of the event tickets while I'm away. But it was nice to unplug and excited to come back. And this week's been crazy. There's been a lot of stuff going on this week.
It's been fun. In-game, at least, exciting PvP stuff going on.
What have you been up to?
Tell you what, this week's been kind of a downer for me. Just I was sick for 2-3 days, just throwing up all the time. Don't know what was up with that. So it gave me more time to play the game when I wasn't vomiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's been cool. It's been chill.
And you got a promotion in game.
Yeah, well,
General
with the crazy Cyrodiil. General Darkside. Just have a ring to it. Oh, you salute me. Hey, and you're a brigadier.
Yeah. Still quite a further way down, but working our way.
That AP train. If you don't know, kiddos out there, during the event, they open up different servers. There's one called Quagmire, it's a non-champion point Cyrodiil, 7-day campaign, whatever. But it's really about the yellows and blues in there, swapping AP semi-cordially. There's still...
Oh, were there issues?
Oh, of course. I mean, there's always guys around bombing and knuckleheads, and then there's reds that come in. And they did a good job of derailing, but you can't stop the train once the train's really going. Once you
get enough players all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of forced out. So that was good. It takes hours to get in there, and then you're sitting around.
I prefer a black reach or a gray host, or I've even gone down to the 7-day Evergloam special campaign, just to get in on some action. I I don't farm it like a
Yeah.
train, but I've gotten a good bit just
Yeah,
through
it's
playing
you don't
PvP.
have to. Yeah, it's there's AP to be gained all around, especially with all the buffs, bonuses. Your toddies, your scroll, Pelennor, good stuff.
I was home on lunch one day and decided to play some Cyrodiil on my lunch. Yeah, it's PvP event. And so I got in a defense of, what was it, Bloodmane or Black Boot? I think it was Bloodmane. Guess how big this tick was? It's huge. Huge.
Right. Tell me.
Huge.
Wanna know?
123.5K
God,
D tick. I
it's beautiful.
I came in my pants instantly. Just oh. Oh.
There went your D tick.
Yeah. I
Yeah, like
That's what got
imagine
me to
coming
the
in
next rank.
as a low play. It's like I need to level up this new tune in Cyrodiil to get my support and assault lines. You walk in, you walk up to that, and boom, you're done.
Yeah,
It's
levels
like,
1 to 7 instantly. All right, cool.
okay. Oh, thank you. I think it's a little bit more. Still, that's amazing.
It was
That's
incredible.
awesome. That's what it's all about, though, and the fun. And just look at these big battles. You roll up, and there's nobody, and all of a sudden, a huge skirmish comes rolling through, or it's just like, who? I've got so many squishy reds to target. Which one goes first? You? Okay. You know,
If you're red, you're
it's
dead.
all the PVEers, man, that come in there with their PVE titles, and you're just thinking, target, target.
Especially for
You.
the snipe blades, It's like, well, that's an easy one. I honestly feel bad. Like I've said it on stream, but I feel bad when I come across someone that like, 2 hits.
Grandmaster Crafter.
I stun them, and then the next hit just boom, I crit some crazy high number on them. Or I come up to a low level who's just standing there. I'm like, I'm gonna feel bad about ganking this person. I do it anyway because it's AP, but it's like this isn't gonna be even close to a challenge. I'm just gonna basically run through the person.
He's smiling, the biggest smile right now. As he's saying he feels
But you
bad.
feel a little bad because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. It probably took them a half hour to get to this keep in the first place because they have no speed or, don't know the map well. Either
They got to
way.
learn one way or another. You're helping them learn. That's how I look at it. And my thing is like, one of my favorite things to do is like when there's a huge group, and it's just like maybe just you're chasing somebody. You've got somebody you really want to die, and they're squishy, and they run back into the safety of their group.
Yeah.
But you're not stopping. You're focused on them, and they're trying to get back. Please. And you're it's a Nightblade too. That's what I love because you can get in there, and I don't care if I die at that point as long as I get that fucker down. That's my goal. Kill him, just stand there in glory while the rest of the team tries to kill me. I mean, I try to get out, but it's great fun. Great
It's been
fun.
a lot of fun. I've been part of some epic sieges too. I love to see so much siege out. That's what makes Cyrodiil so cool. It's like, man, look at these giant battles that are happening.
These castle walls falling down.
But
It's neat.
I'll tell you what, though, I was in Greyhost last night and there were some sweaties on. Like, I was having a tough time. And I was like, ooh, okay, so we got some people
Yeah,
on tonight.
real deal. Prime time, great host.
And that's what it's going to be after the event. You try and go into PvP and all only the sweats remain.
Yeah, and then you have to work even extra hard for less AP. So getting it during the event is paramount if you want to level up or get some of those stuff, get all that AP to spend.
Yeah.
It's been lucrative. It's fun. I'm glad we have it twice a year.
Although it's not, I keep calling it Mid-Year Mayhem. I just call both of them Mid-Year Mayhem. Although this one's technically White Streaks Mayhem.
What in Siri and Cyrodiil? Silly Cyrodiil's the other one.
Oh, I have no idea.
She keeps saying that, and I like when the event comes around, everybody's like, "Yeah,
Isn't that just a
Cyrodiil."
snacky thing? Silly Cyrodiil?
No, it sounds like it would be, but I think it's actually what something's called. I may be hallucinating right now.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
But
There's the M City event though, right? It's where it's just M
It's-
City and
oh, there is an M City event where you just get double Telvar, not AP, which is bullshit.
right. And then I thought there was just a Siri event. That's the silly Siri Dilly, but
Yeah. Could be. Could be.
we're the experts.
Oh yeah, listen to us for all game news that comes out. I mean, we have just the most credentialed show about ESO there is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We gave ourselves a couple awards. We paid somebody for the trophy, and they gave it to us. So like, we've received a couple of awards. I mean, top tier.
Award-winning podcast.
Well, all right. Do anything non-PvP in the past couple weeks?
I mean, I'm a mountain god.
Hey,
Oh,
bless the God. We're in a presence.
That was a long time in the coming. I should
Finally
Shout out to my
got all
team.
the pieces together. That's great.
shout out to my team, OPMC, with Gerb, Dab, and Crispy. Finally got it done, man. Which we hadn't worked on it too long, but we've all been in there a lot, so it was good to finally nail in the.
I want to get
coffin.
back in that Moon Hunter. We were so
Yeah.
close when that style page was roaming. We were consistently getting to execute on hard mode, clean. Just we needed a couple more pieces together. But
Hey, Snacky got pure lunacy the other night. Shout out to Snacky, good job, and
way to
and
go,
with
Snacks.
with the dangs. Good job, people getting stuff done.
I think she is a dang now, right?
Yeah, she's got the tag and everything. Dang,
Dang, dang.
dangy. So shout out, good job. Folks getting stuff done. I'd really like to get in more with some of the newer players and get into some tough stuff, and that's kind of what I'd like to do, man.
What kind of
Grab
tough,
people
tough
and-
stuff for their in their perspective? Tough stuff in your perspective.
Both, because I want to give glimpses of like real tough stuff, but I want to be able to get through tough stuff realistically too.
You know what's my
But,
favorite dungeon to do that in? Bloodroot. Let's just do a vet Bloodroot. And then, you get to the final boss and you're like, do you guys want to try hard mode? You try hard mode? Because the hard mode there is rough. You got to coordinate. Tanks got to be real solid.
Yeah,
And
Yep,
the DPS
can't
got to
really
be light
die,
on
man.
their feet. It's not a very forgiving fight.
it's not the worst thing in the world though, and that's a good one.
It's in the
dude.
mid tiers.
Mhm.
We're not going through March of Sacrifices and saying, hey, let's just try this hard mode. No.
For your first one or like first look at hard mode, that one's a rough one. There's a few that are just like, I need to see this and what's going on. A few times. You remember? Yeah, but you remember when Bloodroot was like
Oh, yeah.
what
That was
easy.
intimidating as shit. Hell, ICP was intimidating, and that's one of the first DLCs that came out.
Good old ICP, man. Dungeon's my bitch.
You remember our funny story of when we were going through ICP, we were trying to get the pet, so we were doing the achievements for ICP and White Gold Tower for, I believe, Crispy. And we get to the final boss.
myself. I needed that
Oh,
for
you
it,
needed them
too.
as well? Okay.
Mhm.
So I think we were doing the no death here in ICP, and we got it smooth. We know we're getting the final boss, and as we're entering the arena, we say, "All right, let's just get into it." But Darkseid felt the need that the scroll was there, not thinking
didn't need
let's
hard
just
mode.
let's just go ahead and read it. And then after he's like, "Wait, we didn't need to do hard mode."
Why did I do that? Fuck.
But it's okay because the story ends well because we just fucking triple banged it.
Yeah, we just
Bang.
no thing.
But if it had
It's
gone
that- I had
if it had gone the other direction though, we would have been like, "What the fuck, Darkseid?"
I know. And I had that feeling like a kid when you touch something like a button, you're not supposed to hit it. You're like, it was exactly that. But we did it. thankfully. God, y'all bailed me out of that one.
That was so funny. Uh, but yeah, you could. There's always been talks of dungeon events in the guild. Not many have worked out.
Yeah.
So it's much more like you got to post in the event scheduler or in the LFG, like, hey, looking for X, Y, and Z, and try and set it up for a date. Unless you put in the effort of a prog group, but I don't know, man. I don't like being the coordinator of a prog group. I coordinate enough.
Prog groups are very, very personal. Like you need to get together with some people you really like. It doesn't have to be that way, but I highly suggest you get a prog group together. Get together with some like-minded, at least in a couple different ways with your goals, or just like you don't mind chilling with, because you're gonna have to struggle at certain times with these groups and troubleshoot, and you're gonna get frustrated, not necessarily with each other, but with a good prog group gets frustrated because that's what you're there. You're doing the hard stuff. So just some advice out there. You're gonna make a prog group, get together with some people you enjoy being with, and
Yeah.
let that be the fun of everything, getting accomplishments and getting through there with each other. That's what it's all about. That's the fun stuff.
I can appreciate the professional prog groups, but they tend to not last. You know, if you want to seriously get more than one achievement, you need a prog group, like Darkside said, that can you gel well with. Otherwise, it just causes frictions because in the heat of the moment, you've been wiping to the same boss 30 times because of something, different various mechanics. You get a little testy, and you want people who are okay and can.
And you see things
bear it.
different ways, and you might say, well, we need to be more like this for this. We need to, and it's okay to go, okay, that's fine, but if you can all agree, let's try it this way, and let's troubleshoot together.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that when people are, you're just coming together to get something done, and you may all be sweaties that see things a little bit differently. So it takes some patience.
Sharing's caring.
And there's some groups I know that can come together, don't know each other, and they're just sweating. They can come together and probably get any hard mode done. And that's different. That's just being great at the game in different ways.
Absolutely. It's the same with core groups. I've joined core groups that are super friendly and like have fun and good times and everyone gets along well. And I've had other core groups that people didn't get along well, but we kept it professional and got shit done anyway. Kind of goes.
It's like real world.
Yeah.
Just like your job. In a different way. It is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Running this guild's a full-time job for you.
It does keep me busy, but I like to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
I got some stuff
You did
to do
good
this afternoon.
with stuff.
I try to keep up on it. Some weeks I'm behind. It happens. Life picks up, long weeks at work, but it's all right. When you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life.
They say.
And let me tell you, Forrest Gump has so many of those sayings and other, like, this is how this thing came to life. Like, trying to explain away. So many quotables.
And we're gonna get into that. Would you like to get into that now, or what's up? Because I've been wanting to get into that for a long time, but
I mean, we got to give the people what they need, right? There has been questions about me watching Forrest Gump now for months. People need to know. So let's jump into it. Yeah.
So it was hyped up a lot, all right? It's been high. You've heard about it your whole life. You've never seen it up until now, and of course, your guild mates and your friends were encouraging you to see it. Did it live up to any of the cultural hype or anything? Did it?
I can see why there's so much hype around it. I didn't think it was worth the hype. I felt awkward watching this movie at first because of like I didn't understand the cultural relevancies of everything. And like I knew there was a so like Nam is a good example. And like they get to Nam and it's a barbecue and like Lieutenant Dan's just like hanging out and like is that really what Vietnam was like? Like it was a party and then oh shit one day we got to actually start going to war. I don't know.
What? Oh, have you ever seen Apocalypse Now?
No.
Where they're surfing. In the beginning, they're surfing, right? So, like, there was these places in Vietnam and South Vietnam where it was safer, where they couldn't come back to the United States when they had leave or they had breaks, so they would get as far away from combat as possible in the safe zones. And yeah, there were cookouts and all kinds of crazy shit, smoking
Okay.
weed over there. I wasn't there, but I have my buddy's dad who was over there that told us all kinds of stories. Had family telling me, they had breaks and stuff. That was their only sanity, was to be able to chill out. And I'm sure it was overdone in the movies a little bit more,
Yeah.
But yeah.
So much happened in the movie too. I feel like you got so many major events that occurred in Forrest's life that I was like, at a certain point, I was just like, no, like at the point he received the letter from Apple, I was like, this is getting fucking ridiculous.
Like he's Mr. Magooed his way through life, but
he's done so much shit already, and then just, oh hey, by the way, like you're a major shareholder or whatever they said of Apple Corporation, and like you'll never have to worry about money again.
Steve Jobs gave me a job today.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? And like you were already money set from the fucking shrimp. Like he didn't even need this money, but like, oh shit, this money turned up too.
And you can still go to New.
I was like,
you can go to New
this is
Orleans.
ridiculous.
It is, and that's kind of that built around the simple guy, and I think that was the big premise of the movie. Winston Groom, whose house is less than 30 miles from where I live. Winston Groom, the author of Forrest Gump, which was a book before it was a movie. In Greenbow, Alabama. It looks like it should be set like literally where I live in southern Alabama. It's a fake place, but all those places are filming looks like everything around me. It's
Okay.
It's very, very true. Bayou La Battery, that's Bayou La Battery, which is another 20 miles from me. So for me, it was like very homey. You know what I mean? The whole thing. He goes to University of Alabama. Of course, I'm a big Alabama fan. Grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So for me, it was very a Homer kind of movie. And to see Tom Hanks, this great actor, who I, even as a kid when this came out, loved him in everything he was ever in. Turner and Hooch, Big, all these movies he's been in. Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, Tom Hanks is just great. He's a likable, lovable, guy, first of all. Then he comes in playing this role where he's a simple guy. He stands up for what's good. He's not smart, but he is smart through the way he handles himself, I guess.
Yeah.
And he does fall into some of these very pivotal, and that was kind of the point, I think, too, is these remarkable things. Because when you have these like time stamps in a movie or a book, it gives you something to relate to if you kind of living through that stuff or even know about it. You knew some about this stuff without being old enough, just because they're so big. Maybe a couple of them. Was it the Watergate scandal?
Yeah.
Watergate. Was it Watergate?
Yeah, he sees Nixon the second time for being the ping pong player, a world-renowned ping pong player. That was hilarious to me, that the Army has a ping pong team. Get the fuck out of here. But, okay. Yeah, and he was amazing. You see all his clips, man. He is bam, bam, bam. I'm like, oh, fucking 4 slaps. But anyway, he sees Nixon and he says, what hotel are you in? And, oh, I'm staying in this old hotel. He goes, no, I have a better one. And
he's the one.
Right. He sets him up in the hotel the night of. The guy, he calls maintenance and says, there's some flashlights like keeping me up. So a lot of that stuff.
It's tongue in cheek, but it's charming in its own little stupid way.
The guy with the bumper stickers that come up to him while he's running around.
Eat shit or shit happens.
Shit happens, and the
It
smiley face.
happens. Oh.
I did get a kick out of how he got a cult though, and then it was just like, cool, I'm done.
He's kind of like
Just did
Jesus.
it.
Like they
Yeah.
made him a Jesus. He's got the beard. He's got a bunch of followers. And he's just going, everything he does, he touches them. Oh, you gave me a great idea for this. Oh, a smiley face T-shirt. It was very Jesus-esque. Like he was granting out miracles.
I love.
And
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you. I want to hear.
Well,
what you got.
they insert him into so many like historical moments too. So like they would run old footage of like JFK, and
Yeah.
like there was Forrest in the background. You're like, oh, I see, he was there too. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, and the CG. I was gonna say the CG for this movie from ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, helped handle this. Was some of the most groundbreaking at the time. Gary Sinise's legs, Lieutenant Dan. Remember when he didn't have legs and he was
Yeah.
moving out of his chair? How did they do that? Because it looks really good for that time. That was
Well done.
superb.
Yeah.
You know, and getting Forrest into those pictures. So they did it black and white, so it makes the lighting easier. The CGing somebody blue screen back then, you could tell. But they kind of made that work pretty good with making
Yeah.
that kind of stuff work, even though you're going, okay, that's a little cheesy, but
What if
could've
that
been
turns
worse.
into the actual historical archive? There was this guy named Forrest Gump
The changing of history.
that like literally lived. Like this was a nonfiction movie. This Forrest Gump was real. Because it had
EMP.
someone looking
Never hit
in just
Earth.
has no idea about cultural relevancy, but sees that like he was involved in all these different events.
That's like that thing where aliens get our broadcast signals and they think that all our TV is like our archives of
Yeah.
of real things that happened. They're showing up going, where is this 30 Rock?
Yeah. Was
These are the most
lying.
interesting people. The pacing of the movie. That's what I always loved, and it never keeps you stagnated in one little thing.
Oh,
It keeps
it moved
moving
quick.
along. You never know. It's good because it's like each thing's a new exciting kind of thing they push you towards, or a new chapter. Well, tell me more. Tell me more. What
All right,
what
let
you
me
got out
go
of it.
to more stuff out of the notes. Oh, I'm surprised the movie wasn't canceled because the KKK is in it. I was like, wow, this is withstanding the test of time. Okay, I see how that is. There was a nice shout out about Mobile in the movie, and I was like, oh, that's Dark Side.
The fancy big city.
I got a kick out of when Forrest has braces and then breaks out of them that day to outrun straight from braces to outrunning the kids on 3 bikes. That is a big spectrum that he just like one day was like, fuck it, Jenny. So that was hilarious to me. I was like, starting with a
And
miraculous
he never
recovery of his
stops
legs.
running.
No.
He just kept. He's like the Energizer Bunny, just kept running, running.
In terms of characters, I loved Lieutenant Dan. I like he was literally ripped the entire movie. At no point did he lose his abs throughout his life. Good for him. Good for him. Loved his black and milds. Wood tipped. Classy.
And his attitude, like he was.
Well,
so
he went
mad
through a
and
dark
angry, and then
He went through a dark time. I
then
imagine losing your legs does that to somebody.
but then he got an Asian wife at some point, like a lot of Vietnam vets.
Very funny.
Titanium. You got legs.
What else? Oh,
I got some
the music in the movie, loved it. Bangers. All of them were bangers.
beautiful soundtrack.
Yeah,
Beautiful soundtrack.
they
And-
really mastered that part. I'll tell you what.
when he goes to Vietnam and you hear dung 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 the Jimi Hendrix all along the watchtower. That's so good. I get hairs raising right here.
So that was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed all of it because it's just classic rock, and that's just what you need.
Yeah.
When Lieutenant Dan comes to be the first mate, and fucking Forrest just jumps off his moving boat, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? And then the boat must have come like a completely around
Right.
to crash
You
into
noticed
the dock
that.
next to
It's
him.
going the
It is
other way.
going this way.
And then,
And then we look at the dock this way, and the boat comes smashing in. So that was what
That's one of
happened
my
there,
favorite scenes
guys?
because it speaks to Forrest's just his genuine love supersedes way more of his intelligence throughout the whole thing. Like he didn't give a fuck. He didn't have any thoughts. But Lieutenant Dan's right there. I'm gonna walk to him.
About someone he cares about or something, yeah. So Jenny, I think Jenny's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
always whole movie.
that was kind of a letdown. I didn't know that part going into this movie, that Jenny would end up being a piece of shit, so that was kind of a bummer. And then
Awful.
I still felt bad when Jenny died, and I was like, oh, well, I still didn't like Jenny, but the movie was
But
so
Forrest
moving.
did. Forrest did.
Yeah, and like you felt for Forrest. But man, she really slutted it up all over the place.
And she never appreciated him, until the end when she was ruined.
And not even like the end. Like she came back once and then ditched his ass again after they fucked. And I was like, damn.
After she gave him AIDS or possibly.
Probably, right?
Jimmy.
They leave the imagination to how Forrest dies. I asked that at the end. I was like, well, what? Don't we get to see how Forrest dies too? But that one just stays up in the air, I guess.
He doesn't. He transcends.
The Southern
to
Jesus.
He runs all the way to heaven.
You do a good voice.
I had a buddy. We used to, when this movie came out, we were in 7th grade together, and he did the voice so good. He did it even more. I don't know how to say it. Simple.
Yeah.
PC term, but he would do it real well, and so we had a lot of practice being goof nuts back then. But,
So, like, is this a Southern Pride movie too? Like, was this a
No.
huge like? There's a Southern boy, yeah, and look at those Southern
really.
values in him, and like,
because he, not really, because he wasn't a. He's a Southern guy. But
he even
he's
played
just
for
a regular
Alabama,
guy.
and that's a huge, like, that
That was
that
cool.
roped in all the football fans, and this movie hit on all the Southern culture points,
I can only speak for just being a kid in Alabama. Forrest Gump is, there's still the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company that you can go. But it's a restaurant. It was a company made. It's huge in New Orleans.
How was Bubblegum Shrimp actually founded?
From that movie somehow, I guess the rights. Somebody worked out something because it's a thing, and it's not bad.
Okay,
But it wasn't founded from anything real.
I did get a
besides, I
kick
think-
out of Bubba. Tuck in that lip, boy.
I think it's. I think just sticking out. I think the stupidest part of the movie to me. He saves all these lives. He's bringing back. He's got Bubba there dying, and I wish I could have thought something better to say than, "Hey, Bubba, hey, Forrest."
Hey, Forrest.
Two morons. But yeah.
Yeah, Bubba was funny. I like Bubba. You can grill them. You can deep fry them. You can skewer them. However
Shrimp
many
stew,
ways.
Shrimp salad, shrimp kebab, shrimp. I think that's it. When they finally done,
Yeah.
four different scenes.
Four
of
different
them talking
cutscenes
about-
of them doing
That's about
something
it.
military.
That's about it. Pragmatic, I say, those young men.
And then
Yeah.
a hurricane blows all the other shipboats out of the water, and that's how he actually ends up finding the shrimp. He knew how to cook the
Lot of
shrimp
luck.
from Bubba the whole way,
Yeah.
like the whole time, but at the end,
Yeah, his
finally.
RNG. Forrest Gump's RNG during this whole movie is spectacular. What do you say? Some fruit company or something? Apple. He didn't even
Opens
say-
up the letter to Apple. I did.
Remember-
Okay, so I did love the bench concept. That I liked. Where the first half of the movie, or first 2/3 of the movie, he's sitting on the bench telling these different people his story.
Yeah.
That was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. That was like a cool.
And the fact that the whole time he could have just walked 10 feet.
And then yeah,
to go
the
where
nice
he
old
needs
lady
to.
who stayed, which she was sweet. That lady was touching.
The guy that doesn't
Was
believe
like,
him.
yeah, yo, okay, buddy, we're sitting next to a millionaire. Fuck off, pretty much.
Forrest is just like,
All right. Yeah, ladies.
I
Like,
ruined
oh,
you.
that's just like 6 blocks down that way. That way. Yeah, that way. Oh, I have to go. Huh. Bam.
I ruined your roommate's bathrobe. So many little good one-liners in that one.
Oh,
I
the
believe it.
mower that Forrest used, was that supposed to be a good mower for the time?
Yeah, it's like the 60s. 50s, 60s. Oh, you're saying the one later on when he's at his...
Yeah, like he says like this
Everything.
piece of shit mower, and it's like,
Well, yeah. Simple, that was his mower, so I guess, it probably wasn't the best for the time, because it was
Okay.
like the 90s by the time, or 80s. Or
Yeah.
90s.
so that got
Simple man.
as a former professional lawnmower,
That's what you noticed.
you notice these kinds of things, and
I paid attention to
his
that, too.
lines
I
were
didn't
okay,
notice.
but he was blowing the grass the wrong way. Like either way, he
How
should have
about the
bagged
Black
it.
Panthers? Remember
Yeah.
the Black Panthers scene. Jenny got in with the Black Panthers. Jenny.
Jenny's just a hoe.
Jenny. Do you remember when? Okay, I got some trivia for you. Do you remember when they're in Washington? Forrest gets up on the mic, and then the mic goes completely silent,
Yeah,
and he's talking.
he's
and nobody can hear him.
going on.
Well, Tom Hanks said what he said during that. Would you like to hear?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, actually. Right, so when he gets up, he goes, "This is what Tom Hanks, according to Tom Hanks, what he said. Sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing. That's all I have to say about it."
That's all I have to say about that.
And then they went,
Yeah.
Tom Hanks was not paid for this film.
Are you shitting me?
Instead, he took percentage points, which ultimately netted him in the region of 40 million.
Oh.
When the top ones were getting like 15, 20 million. So good on you, Tommy. When Forrest first learns to play ping pong in the infirmary, he is told the trick is to keep his eye on the ball at all times by another soldier. After that moment, whenever he is shown playing ping pong, he never blinks.
Oh.
Trivia!
Who notices these things? Jesus Christ. That
The subtle
motherfucker's
role.
not. That guy's not blinking.
Well, but think about it. If he's a simple, kind of dumb guy, so he listens.
He
So
heard the
like,
advice.
If you're on
and
the
it
ball,
worked.
so that's kind of funny that if you pay attention, he's never blinking the rest of the movie.
Any other good trivia?
Tom Hanks' younger brother, Jim Hanks, who looks a lot like him, played his double a lot, but Tom had other doubles too, but nobody could do that run he did. That's a stupid Hanks thing. They say.
That's a stupid Hanks thing.
So nobody could duplicate that. So there you go.
I think it was
And
the
you know-
hands. No one could do the hands like Tom Hanks did the hands while running.
He did his research, huh? That's it. That's about all the little trivia I thought was. Oh, Kurt Russell did the voice of Elvis Presley.
Oh, okay. That was. I did find that funny. Oh, Forrest met Elvis, huh?
Where Greenbow, Alabama's not real, but by the battery is certainly real. I'll go there on the regular. They have good seafood there. Cheap seafood. Right from the Gulf.
Damn, I need to make it down deep south.
Yeah, dude. It's a little different down here. A little bit more relaxed. A little bit more, What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
You open the door
Does
for
everybody
somebody.
wave at their neighbor kind of thing? Like you
No,
know
but like
everybody
a
in
gas
small
station,
towns?
you're going into a gas station, whatever. You open the door, somebody's walking up. You open the door for them. They say thanks.
Oh,
Everybody.
everybody does that.
Well, not everybody, but like it's a very regular thing.
Hmm.
Like you open up something. Oh, appreciate it, man. That seems like something small, and that probably happens in the north too. But what I've noticed is just that it's more like you break down the side of the road, unless it's the
It's more
interstate,
common to see these
you're gonna
kind things happen rather than it
help
rarely
each other
happens
out.
in the north.
Help each other out. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Hmm.
Well, we got each other, so it's a little bit more understood. There's still awful things down here, you know. But that's the big difference I've seen. That's it. But I haven't been up to the north a lot. I need to get up to the northeast.
Everything's fast paced here.
I want
Yeah.
to be told "fuck you" by somebody from Brooklyn. Live a little.
Live a little. I fucking
Hey, go
love
fuck
that.
yourself. All right, thanks, man.
New York's its own animal too. Like, ugh.
Aren't they all Philly's its own thing?
Kind of. New York, Philly is like most, you know, cities. Pittsburgh, I find is more unique than Philly because Pittsburgh is much. It's a lot of like hard working blue collar folk. Like Pittsburgh's like that coal town still. That the steel city kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas
There,
Philly
is
is
there a
just
camaraderie like with that, or is it just a understanding? Or
they generally kept Philly and Pittsburgh just separate. Like we never play the Steelers sort of thing. So like we never really have any issues. Yeah, the Flyers and Penguins have a good rivalry going. But like I find Philly is similar to other cities I've been to and just I don't know. Other than the cheesesteaks and the history. It's like, yeah, 1776, you can go to see the Liberty Bell, do all this fun like historical stuff in Philly that everyone in the area does for a school field trip.
are there some big cities that are more dangerous than others? Like Baltimore's pretty dangerous, right?
I hear Baltimore's real rough. I haven't had an issue. I mean, I've done plenty of like weekend getaways to Baltimore. Went to the National Aquarium there. It's a bunch of fun, cool fish.
Y'all
They have
have
cool
all that
bars
cool.
and
Y'all have all that stuff congested up there, which is so cool. Down here, everything's so spread apart. Especially like the bigger areas. Well, that's okay too.
it's nice to have a lot of area to spread out though.
Yeah, but a lot of it's boring.
It's cramped here.
You need that nice medium. Like, no, but cramped is good too. I mean, if you like the city life, there's people
I do.
that love
I like
living
stuff to
in,
do.
like having or just life around them happening at all times. And I get that. Enjoy that too.
I
Just not
enjoy
all
that
the time.
vibe, that energy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's human energy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, grade A, B, C, D, F.
Yeah,
What
you
did you
want to
get for
grade
it?
a number? How you want me to do it? I think I did a
No,
number for
like
the last one.
a number 1 to 10, whatever.
Um, it was a very good movie.
He is thinking, people. He is
8.3
8.3. That's
feels
a good score.
it's a good movie. Very rewatchable. Almost timeless to a point. It just in today's culture, I felt a little awkward looking back at this movie for the first time. And going through some of the social issues and the stuff that was going on during the time, which was more relevant in today's day and age. We're so taboo about such things. Everything's so polarizing. So it's odd to see that this movie was able to do such things and not immediately get rejected by the world for one thing or another. And that's kind of what adds to its timelessness, is it's kind of understood, I suppose, that this movie is. I assume it won a bunch of prizes. I didn't Google it, but did it win a bunch of
It,
awards?
It did. It did not win Best Picture because it went up against Schindler's List that year, which
Sure.
was, you know, nothing was probably going to beat that at that time.
Did Tom get Best Actor though in it?
Yeah, I believe he won Best Actor for that year for the movie.
Nice. How about you? What's your number for Forrest Gump?
All things considered, I put it about like an 8.8.
Wow. Okay.
Somewhere on there. Just for all things considered, Tom Hanks, I mean, it's a big part of that, but just the soundtrack, not even just the classic rock stuff, but like the score. I need to look up who did some of this stuff. I want to say it was Elfman did some of it, but I could be wrong. It had like those cultural points, and it was from the book, and then I think the translation. I've read some of the book. I've never read the whole book, but in the book he does more. He does even more. I think they couldn't even fit.
He had
All
more
that
life
in the
events
movie.
happen.
Oh yeah, like yeah. I can't remember specifically, but yeah, he gets into like even some more important cultural, even more so. So good for its time. It's just one of those movies that people enjoy and go back to. Uh, Thought it was funny that you just never watched it. Not that it's like that pertinent for people to go see if they've never seen it. But if you haven't seen it,
No, I
you should.
I
Probably
understand all the gifts now with a little extra understanding. You know, the Gump wave. You know, the
Huh?
Lieutenant Dan. Love that. I love that even more now. The Forrest running out of the house and just running away. Get that, obviously. So it's cool to see that kind of stuff. Oh, the last thing is Forrest's mom is a loud fuck. At one point, Forrest is like outside in the swing, and you can hear her getting railed as
Oh
clear
yeah,
as
Sally
day.
Fields.
Yeah, you're like, oh
Your
my
mama
god.
sure does care about your educating, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, she is loud up there. Um, yeah. Parting thought
that
on the
hot,
movie.
that hot, sultry plantation home. You know, I bet they're sweating so much. Let the boy watch. Yeah. Now,
uh,
do you have a movie for me next time? Because I'm kind of wanting to get in on being the guy left out. You know, I want to learn something. I'm putting Brew on
you've
the
seen a
spot here.
lot
Like,
of
careful.
older movies though, so do you mind seeing a newer movie?
No, I don't mind. I'll watch anything for you as long as it's not just like wall to wall gay porn. It's the only thing and because I watched so much already. So,
I mean, have you seen? I don't know. Is this boxed office 630 million? Have you seen The Martian?
yeah,
Okay. Um.
I have.
Top 2000.
I I could go watch Lion King if you wanted me to do that.
You've seen
I just don't know.
Avatar.
Hmm.
What are other like influential movies for me? Again, I love TV shows. Seen the American Pies, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you the one that watched The Wire? So many people have told me to watch The Wire. Vlad, shout out. I think you were like, yeah. How
Oh,
have
if
you
you want to
not
talk
seen that?
TV shows, I mean, everyone's got 1,000 TV shows for people to watch.
It's just probably harder to binge a whole series in a week.
Yeah, then you seen Ocean's 11?
Oh yeah, I've seen Ocean's 12. Unfortunately, I saw Ocean's 13, and
Did you see Catch Me If You Can?
I haven't. You want me to
That's
watch
one you
that
should
one?
watch. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, all
Catch Me
right,
If You Can. One, oh, that's a great movie.
done,
I loved that movie.
done.
It's got Leo, and I love me some Leo. You seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a good one too.
I've also
New
taken
Age.
Quaaludes. I've taken Quaaludes and not been able to move, so I
Damn.
could relate.
Love to try them. Could never find them.
Good
Like
luck
these
finding
days.
them. Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
don't make them anymore. You gotta find the previous
A
soul that
stash.
stores them in a jar.
I'm just looking
Some
through
of the
like
good movies.
2000s movies to see like which ones I really loved. Seen Borat?
Now, have you seen the new Spider-Man?
I have seen the new Spider-Man. Have you?
Should we talk about that? Should we both watch that and delve into some of the newer stuff, or should we hold off?
I'd be okay with
We're,
that.
we're,
We'd have to throw some
we're,
spoiler alerts in then, for people who maybe have not seen such modern things yet.
yeah, yeah.
White chicks,
Because
bitch.
I've watched all well, not all the Spider-Man movies, but I've seen the Tom Hiddleston, not Tom Hiddleston. That's the other dude. What's his name? The new Spider-Man guy, with the James Garfield, with the Tobey Maguire. I've seen
Oh,
each
Zendaya, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Thank you. Yeah, Zendaya, Euphoria.
Oh, I haven't seen
I don't think
Euphoria, but she is a hottie.
I don't think she gets naked though. She's on drugs. She doesn't care about sex, but other people do.
Some drugs. Depends which drugs.
She hadn't found the right drug yet.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching the new Dexter New Blood. Oh, I'm on the last episode of the first season, and or the ninth season.
Is that a crime-solving thing, Dexter?
Dude, Dexter is not. Well, dude, if you've never seen Dexter,
Never seen
I
Dexter.
highly suggest you watch Dexter, all of it.
Is it going to be
Great,
like Law and Order SVU? Like, what am I expecting here?
Oh, dude, he's a
Dexter?
serial killer.
Oh, well.
Who is no, listen, he's a serial killer who's a cop, and he kills serial killers, and his sister's a cop with him. She doesn't know. He has to kill, but so he has a code to go by because anyway, he kills bad guys only, but he has to make sure he doesn't get caught too, right?
Because you're murdering somebody.
But it's beautiful. It's the way he does it, and whatever
Oh,
happens.
it's so thought out and everything?
Oh yeah, and then there's the first 8 seasons of Dexter. Not that ended 10 years ago, and then supposedly all this shit happened, and now it's continuing, and it's amazing the way they do it because he has a son now who has the same
The gift!
tendencies. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's a
The
cult
gift.
at this point. You know, we're going to start in carrying it on. A generational
It's
cult.
good. It's good, man. And Dexter's definitely good. I don't get into a ton of shows. It's tough because so many have ended poorly, like Lost or whatever. And I loved Lost. I've watched Lost 3 times through. People just want to bitch about that last season, but it's about the journey, a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But the endings can ruin it, man. Like Sons of Anarchy. What a depressing show. I watched the whole thing, and then the ending was just such shit. I was like, why did I do that to myself? So I'm kind of selective.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I saw all of Breaking Bad, but I waited.
was one
I
of
wait
the-
a lot of times.
Yeah, that was one of the huge blow up shows of a year kind of thing. Like Game of Thrones was, just it's all people talked about. Like the general population watched it, which I found hilarious for Breaking Bad. I was like, oh, you all talking about Blue Crystal, huh? This is weird for all you people here who have never done a drug in your life, like to even consider like talking like a drug lord and like moving weight and shit. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? But either way.
Did you jump in the Orange is the New Black bandwagon?
I watched it for a while. I don't think I'm up to date. It was okay. It was yeah. It was okay. I liked Weeds more, which was by the same creator.
Weeds
Um,
was an okay show. I
It's okay,
I
but
didn't get real into it.
I liked it more than I liked Orange is the New Black.
Kevin Nealon was a funny character on
Yeah.
Weeds.
All right.
Shows, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can go on for shows for hours. Because that's my preferred. But anyway, you're going to watch it for next week? I get to hear about Catch Me If You Can?
Yes. Yeah, I'll look
Nice.
forward to it. Absolutely.
Very cool. All right, what's going on? What else is going on in the gaming industry, Dark? Anything fun and exciting going on?
There's some new stuff out. The Elden Ring's hit.
Ooh.
People are enjoying that. Some people are saying it's the best. It's just the best video game. Just 100% quality video game. If you're kind of love the Dark Souls format, but also love open world and just beautiful things and a good fighting mechanics that you're probably used to by now, if you're into that. I haven't checked it out myself. I've been watching a lot of gameplay though. I'll probably hold off. I'll probably get it.
I'm in the same boat. I've seen a good bit of gameplay. I've never played a Dark Souls game. I've heard a lot about Dark Souls games. I understand the internet
Punishing.
jokes about Dark Souls games,
Punishing.
right? But Elden Ring has kind of piqued my interest in the terms that it seems deep. I love open world. And
Co-op too.
yeah, there's cooperative, which I'm not sure if that works quite cleanly though. If you
Well,
co-op
probably
with somebody, do you progress both persons' quest lines? Like, do you have to be at the same
not
point?
sure.
Yeah, like that. I'm not sure it's clean like that.
Well, see, Dark Souls, you could summon people in to help you, even back in the day. But it's different. You didn't like group up and go. You had to like there's summoning stones, and there was queues for that. I don't know how it's worked out yet. I think they had some problems with the beta launch for the last couple of months with Elden Ring. There was queue times of not working, so I think that's what they used that time to work out. So everything I've heard so far, it's working pretty decently. The thing about Dark Souls and those kinds of games and Soulsborne or whatever it's called, the ones that came before that, it's awful until you until you learn. You know, you die so much. I think this game's bad. I think ESO's bad about dying until you learn stuff. Dark Souls is just punishing.
But
And
it makes the rewards that much sweeter, right? And the
right,
loot
and
you
then
get
when you
that
get
much cooler.
Right. It makes getting past bosses when you finally do and you actually can see your progress. You know, much like ESO, like you're getting better. I can deal with stuff better. It's just unforgiving in so many ways because you'll get to a place where ads, like one ad, it fuck you up and sends you back.
To the last respawn point, and all right, try your shit
product.
again.
And you've got to get your stuff back at your corpse. So now you've got to get up and get your souls before you die again from that guy that's cutting it. And you're just going, really? That's all the stuff I saved up. But, yeah, some of those are punishing. But fun. And the atmospheres of those games is so visceral. So cool. I didn't play a ton of it myself.
Okay.
I played one. I played some of two. And then the one that came out, I forget the name, Bloodborne. Played some of Bloodborne. It's very fun. It's not my top thing to do.
I'm also interested in Elden Ring's universe, though. Its lore and because it's not Dark Souls specific lore. This is a new world, correct?
Yes, but even with the Dark Souls lore, it's so weird and so ambiguous, and so the NPCs. You're not on an epic quest that's clear ever. You don't really know what you're doing. It's kind of like vague, and I'm helping.
Oh, there's not enough depth to it. It's just kind of
So with
general
Elden Ring,
guide
I don't
points.
know. Yeah, with Elden Ring, I think it's a little bit more crafted for that, but I can't. I'm not sure. I just know in the other ones, you never had a clear, real thing you were doing. It was more like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm going here. Oh, for what reason? All right, I'll just go. Kind of what it seemed like to me. There is kind of a story. I don't want to downplay that for you Souls lovers out there. But you know, if you're listening and you play Dark Souls, you know it's weird. It's all fucking weird. And cool.
That's why I need a guide, though. Like, if there's not a story kind of directing me, I just well, what the fuck am I supposed to... Like, then I start looking for where am I supposed to go, and if the game's not going to tell me, I have to go online and see.
Well, I think with Elden Ring, it's a little bit more.
It seemed
intuitive.
That way from what I watched.
Yeah, it's a little bit more better because I think in the Souls games you had to backtrack, and if you really didn't know what to do, you could get lost. As far as it's kind of linear, but there was areas where do I need to go over here or here? Yeah. Hopefully, they kind of delineated that a little bit.
But yeah, so I'm probably gonna wait until it goes on sale before I buy Elden Ring, but
won't be long, probably.
Looks interesting.
I've been talking about getting Far Cry 6 for a while. I need a new game. Nothing's gripping me.
You through playing all your old games on your new system? You had mentioned
I
last
played
pod.
through a few. Mm-hmm. I went back and they redid, or they had an update for the Series X and S for Cyberpunk, and I went back and checked out some of that, and it wasn't
Wasn't
enough to
it?
make it.
It
Yeah,
still wasn't it.
no, I'd still give that game a C minus grade, up from a D plus.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love epic fantasy games, but the IPs that are already established, a lot of them, I've kind of seen and done it. So
The next game I'm probably getting at launch is Starfield. I don't.
yeah, it'll be on Game Pass.
I want to buy it. I'm that confident it's going to
Oh,
be
you're gonna
good.
buy it,
Yeah.
even though it's gonna be on Game Pass.
Yep.
All right,
I want to own it. I want to
all right,
support
cool.
them and own it. There's a couple games like when I see they're on sale or something, I may pick them up, like the Pokemon that's out. I think we talked about that before. Like, there's plenty of games I'd like to play. Although I'm pretty hooked on MMO at the moment, I still do dabble in other games.
Well, we do have some cool games coming up in March. Coming out, Shadow Warrior 3. I don't know if you ever played those. I think Shadow Warrior 2 is on Game Pass. It's a
Is it a fighting game like Mortal Kombat?
it's first person shooter with the sword too. You're like a crazy Yakuza samurai gun.
I'll be honest, I don't like mixing swords and guns. To me, it seems idiotic.
It's a pretty cool game. It's fun because you get to
That's why I have a tough
not
time with like
but
Lost Ark, for example. I saw it had like you have a gun and you have a sword. I just like what happened to the bow. Keep it bow and sword. Like that's the range. With
that MMO game.
yeah, either way,
Yeah, that's coming out this month, right? March.
it's already out. Well, people are already all the raging
Oh,
about
I'm
it.
looking at. Sorry, I'm looking at. I was looking at February. So we got Gran Turismo. That's
Oh,
fortunately, I think that's PlayStation though, exclusive.
those are supposed to be incredible games.
Um, yeah, Gran Turismo 7. That's a long time. New Dead by Daylight coming out for the Dead by Daylight fans. Which that game has come a long ways. Never been a big player of it, but communities.
The community's
You
passionate
know how
about it.
Well, Fortnite has the your affiliates that come in, X-Men, whatever, superhero Avengers, whatever's popular, hot. They do these partnerships.
It's Spider-Man right now, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, that makes absolute perfect sense. Or it'd be John Wick next time a John Wick movie comes out or something. But they Dead by Daylight does good with horror movies, so they'll have Freddy come in. Freddy will be the
Oh, cool.
or whatever the Slender Man, whatever the kids are loving these days. So they'll keep adding those kind of things. The ones from
Do they have the clown from It? I'm sure at one point.
possibly. I'm not too sure. What's the new horror? I think they had
I generally don't watch horror just because I laugh too much. I can't take that kind of stuff seriously, and it bothers people sometimes when I watch it with them.
I and as a kid, I can relate because as a kid to not be scared, I'd have to think they're just yelling "cut" right after that and eating sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah.
Like or and getting past that
I quickly found the realism of horror films, and I was like, yeah, this can't be true. So therefore, I'm not scared.
suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
You can't do that with the horror, and I get it. I get it. And
that and I
people
tell
get really freaked out.
tell some killer jokes during those movies, though. I'll tell you what, I get good chuckles out of the theaters.
Killer joke.
Yeah, I get good chuckles.
So like, see that the Dead by Daylight. You see that chick? Remember that chick from The Ring?
Oh yes. Yeah, it's
She's
blurry
like
the
new
whole
one
time,
on
but
Dead by Daylight. Yeah, she's like the new enemy on Dead by Daylight. So they try to keep it That's fun for the kids.
That's
We've got Grand Theft Auto 5 Redux coming out for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Still milking that cash cow.
Did you figure out how to play your GTA with Gerb?
I'm just gonna have to buy no digital copy, which I haven't done yet.
No.
'Cause-
Don't do it until Gerb starts actually playing it, and then be like, all right, maybe I'll buy it.
right. Because that would be fun. I mean, there's no other. The fun of having 4 friends fuck around in GTA online is just. It may be the best fun you can have in a video game. It's pretty fun. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands comes out soon. Pretty Borderlands. So
Hey, the patch comes out next month for ESO.
that's right.
Rising Tide.
That's
Raising
cool.
Tides? Rising Tides? Rising Tide? DLC?
Yeah. I can't
Um,
wait, man.
I think account-wide achievements are getting put into the PTS this week. So that'll
This
be...
week.
I think so.
Oh, PTS. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's finally coming to the PTS, but they should be out for update. What is it? 33 we're on? So I'm interested to see how it does in fact work. I've heard rumors of stuff like there's going to be an asterisk next to the title to denote which tune actually got it or something like that. I'm very excited.
Dude, what about this game?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Starship Troopers Terran Command.
That's right.
This is a
We can
serious
kill
game
some
they're
bugs.
making.
Yeah, dude, it's coming out in March.
Is it going to be a
In a
Game
month?
Pass? Is it right to Game Pass sort of game?
Terran Command, it's PC.
Oh, that ain't for me. My PC can't handle almost any game, except it is able to handle Stream Raiders, which is cool.
You don't think it could handle those 50
Bugs!
on screen
No.
at one time?
So therefore, I wouldn't be able to do my part.
Nice callback. The only good bug, dead bug.
It's a dead bug. Although I wonder if there's customization. Get a sweet tat on the ship.
There have been a couple of Starship Trooper games that have come out through the years.
Do they all flop?
Well, they're all PC games, I believe, and they were all not worth. I mean, I knew a couple of people that played them, but they're like large scale battles, tons like with whatever. But I think it was a Arma 3 mod. One of them. All those Arma mods, or whatever they're. I've been thinking about getting a Switch. I've been thinking about it for a while because there's so many Nintendo games I really do want to go back and play, or at least the big ones.
They have a lot of the remastered on the Switch as well, which is cool. Like they have an NES port that pretty much is just like all the old games, like simpler games in one package that you can buy and just. I think it's actually free. A lot of them. That you can just like play those old games on your Switch, like thanks for buying a Switch kind of thing. Because it's just ports of their old games that they know they really can't sell super well, and if they did, it's like $2 or something.
Well, yeah, Nintendo has put a bunch up. I think on the Nintendo Store you can do that with.
I love my Switch. See, I got one. You can play with me.
Beautiful. Oh, and the Steam Deck just dropped too. The first wave. First pre-order people.
The pre-order, or are they actually shipping? Are they?
They're actually shipping. I think the first people that got theirs, I think, you have to go through a process to get it done though. That is the game Chernobylite that I just put up. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think it's
You
an
like the
April
nuclear
drop.
life, the nuclear wasteland life, huh?
I like cool survival stuff. Metro. I don't know if you ever played Metro, where you're like in futuristic Russia after some kind of apocalypse or whatever, and you just have a gun and there's survival. Everything kind of counts. Some of that stuff I do like. I just like newer, creepier kind of things. I'll tell you one thing. if I'm playing a first-person shooter, I don't like killing ugly monsters. That's not fun to me. Doom's a little different. Those are hell beasts. I can deal with that. Demons. But like I want to kill humans or humanoids. Like does that
Yeah.
sound weird? Like it's not like I don't when they come up with these crazy new monsters I'm like that's stupid.
Yeah.
Cuz it's just it's there's something about killing a human that's that sounds awful, but it's
As
just
he
not
laughs
cool.
and grins ear to ear. There's just something about
Or
killing
stormtroopers.
humans.
Or just like something, like stormtroopers, something that, these
Like you.
beasts that
Yeah.
have 1,000 hitboxes on them that, you have to do all this stupid stuff. And I think that's one thing that kept me away from Dark Souls. Is that all these things look so amazing and whatever, but it's just like, I want to go hand to hand. I want to go toe to toe with something that's like me.
Hmm.
I don't know. Weird like that. Is that the Force Unleashed coming? Reissued?
Mm.
That's weird.
You know what game I
Anyway,
did
yeah.
get on my Switch that when I first found on my Switch? Stardew Valley is such a peaceful little game to play.
That's
I
one of those games like Farmville or
Yeah, I
not
did like
Farmville.
Farmville when it was out on Facebook, but it's a little more to it. But it's peaceful and I love it. Yeah, you play
A
Stardew
lot of
Valley
people
for a
sink
while.
hundreds of hours into that. Yeah,
Just a simple
it's a
sim,
big one.
you know?
Yeah, that's a huge property. There's a few like that. Is that what's the one? What's the newest one with your friends or whatever? It's
So
not
farming
Farmville.
sim?
Everybody plays where you go to your friend's thing and like you're all in a community. It's kind of like Stardew Valley, but it's for multiplayer. It's the huge one. People are yelling at me right now. I bet.
Yeah, I don't know either. Am I that out of touch? I don't know. I mean, there's actual farming simulator, but I don't think that has a a multiplayer to it. You can buy your tractors and whatnot.
No, it's people play it on their Switches, and you can visit your friends' houses, and it's a big community, and there's little. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Do I know what you're talking about? Huge game?
Yeah. Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's just farming, but okay.
Not. I didn't mean farming, but it's like this similar. Like you can have stuff and like crops, right? And
I'd
share.
imagine so.
And,
I never got huge into it, but very huge
yeah,
game. Yeah.
people love Animal Crossing, man. There's people that play it.
I'm looking at their best-selling games.
Super Mario Odyssey. I haven't played a big Mario game in a
I
long
played
time.
Odyssey. It was fun.
Yeah, how was it?
It was fun. I liked it. Very cool, like modern take on Mario. You get to see all these cool places in the world.
Were you a big what's the fighting game? The biggest fighting game for Nintendo?
Smash.
Bros.
Yes,
Smash
absolutely.
Bros.
Huge.
Yeah, I was
Huge.
never a big Smash Bros. Never got into that. Not that I just didn't want to, but I just guess when it really came out and was big, it's not what I played with my friends. That's huge.
Oh, Smash is so much fun. I have a blast. Um, I played the original Smash a lot. And then I didn't play many of the next generations because I didn't continue on with Nintendo in my life. It's when I switched to Xbox. So, like, I played the original a lot, and that's my preferred. Although then I got the Switch,
Yeah.
I had missed four Smash generations.
Mm.
But the new one's still pretty good. I love it. A lot of characters to choose from. A lot of, like, fun Nintendo, like, cuts, too. But it's a good time. I need to get a new controller if I want to play it seriously on my Switch again, though. I got a stick drift happening on one of the... What do they call these bullshits? Nunchucks? Like the things that slide off.
Okay.
Controller.
That sucks. Can't
So-
clean it or anything.
No, it's not staying. But it's alright. They're cheap replacements. Cheapish.
You you ever play Mario Party drinking games? Those are fun.
Good times. I used to do that in my 20s when I first got the Switch. And we'd have friends come over. We'd either play Mario Kart or one of the newer Mario parties. I think it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, we would gather around the TV and just kind of pass around a controller or whatever. It was fun. Like
We're
those
late on
days.
we're late on the fuck, I can't even say it. My brain's so scattered. What's the game they play online where you stab each other and try to lie about it?
Among
It's
Us?
on Game Pass now. Among Us, yes. Among Us is on Game Pass now, and I'd love to get a group of us playing that some night.
I'd give it a go. I'm down. Just a couple games.
Yeah.
I like those party style games. Like there's a game box set of party games to play, and like you can join in. People join in from their phone, and like you
Yeah.
play that way.
Oh, Jackbox. Yeah, those games are
Jackpot, there it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those
yeah.
they're so much fun. I find them so creative too. Like some of the games that you can play.
Mhm.
I think that would be a cool thing to play with people. Is like, hey, I'm streaming on Discord tonight, just like Jackbox. Like, feel free to like jump in if you want to play.
That'd be a lot of fun, dude. I'd be down. Yeah.
Because like we have voice and video channels if we want to.
Mm-hmm. And I know a few of us would give some rather good answers.
Ah, yes,
Buckle up.
absolutely. So, all right. That's about all I
Well,
got for today's episode. How about you? Got
I've
any?
got homework this
Yeah.
week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just happy to see all the people. Got some new faces in the guild. If you're listening to us and you don't know what guild we're talking about, we are the Dynasty of Tamriel on the Xbox North American server, and we'd love to see you come, join, hang out, have fun, learn, grow, laugh, and just be part of the community, the fam.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful group, and we, like you said, we've grown huge in the past month and a half. So we've had some great members recruiting on our behalf, and we invite everyone to come in. You know, give us a look. We have some rules and guidelines, but doesn't every community? And we have a good time. We have a good time with each other. Always good groups too, which someone said in chat today. They're like, "Hey, I'm just learning about the game. What are these pledges?" And like I remember doing pledges on my own compared to like doing pledges now, and it's a world of difference. So like having people to group with,
Yeah.
if nothing else, is always a plus. So come check us out. Also check us out on YouTube as well as wherever you listen to your podcasts. DarkBrue Pod. We're growing. If you could help us out and like and subscribe.
And comment and let us know if you want to see our faces in some of these. We've been tossing around the idea, doing some different stuff. So, and pretty soon we'll be able to add some even more fun features. So definitely stay tuned. Listen, come, come talk to us. Interact. We don't bite unless you want us to. We'll talk about it.
As always, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/BrueCru. Stream almost every
Yeah.
night of the week. Weekdays.
Great time. Great time.
Good time, good community. We have fun on
Yep.
Twitch. I'm thinking about doing like an off night of ESO where I just play like a random what's hot game.
That's awesome. I
So-
encourage that. Yeah.
Check us out. And we'll see you next
Always
week.
fun. Thanks for listening.